And it was after overhearing this conversation, immediately after overhearing this conversation, at about midnight or so, that we pick up. With you all having headed upstairs to the 2 guest rooms that were available. There are enough blankets and such that could be set up as a pallet on the floor for if people didn't want to share a sleeping space, but that is where we pick back up. Is there anything you all wish to do or say before calling it a night?
I'm not sure about all of you, but Gloria, are you okay with sharing a bed with me?
Oh, fine with me. I'll link
Wonderful.
arms with Karina.
And she will lead you to one of the guest.
I'll just double check. I got that bag that's like, that it seems like was from Stradia, but I'll make sure that I bring my bag to the room Karina and I are sharing. And I do want to take another second to kind of just like look through, and especially knowing now that other townspeople haven't received similar voices in their head or bags. I think I'm looking at it with a little bit of fresh eyes.
I think seeing that, Karina will also empty her bag, keeping the jar in her pocket and the letter that was with it, but everything else she will. Oh my God, Robbie, right now. Please hold.
Barovian dog, Bearville dogs,
Look,
man.
there are dogs around here, okay? It's canon.
It's our dog that we brought with us from the house. And
that was Lancelot.
Gloria,
that was perfect.
As Lancelot starts barking, I'll kind of pull him into my lap and be like, buddy, it's okay, it's okay. But Karina, do you find it odd that only we've heard that voice in our heads?
I don't like that at all. Did anyone ask Ira if they heard any voices? Because they came here randomly as well. They woke up here with no memories, so...
Yeah, I spoke to them a little bit in the kitchen, but you all had made it pretty clear to me when we talked to Mark over dinner that I was not supposed to reveal that I didn't feel like I should be like, do you hear voices in your head? Without maybe leading with like that I had? I don't know. It didn't come up, but we could maybe bring it up.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone is going to just randomly bring that up in conversation and have it forgivable, it's you. But
I think I'm going to take that as a compliment. I do think it's important to discuss, but either way, is that something that we want to reveal?
I mean, I hate to just put trust in people that we barely know. But I also feel like there are so few people that we can trust. So, if we are choosing to travel with Ira, if we're choosing to trust Mark, then we should be open with everything. Well, anything and everything that's important.
So maybe we bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah. Because perhaps they have heard voices. They will have some answers for us. I don't know.
Karina, do you think there's anything special about these papers? I'm going to hold up the letter and I want to see. Is there anything special about it?
Define special.
Is there poisoned ink, invisible ink? Does it feel magical to me?
Looking at it, you don't get any indication of anything like that. What I will say is of interest of the letter itself is the fact, perhaps it's of interest that it's handwritten. Perhaps it's of interest that the parchment seems of particularly fine quality. And the fact that it was sealed with wax. It's just a little archaic.
Once I get the sense that it's not magical, I'm going to flip it over and use the back to start planning my greenhouse. And I think that now that I have a more of a clean surface, I'm going to take some time before I go to bed just to outline maybe what lights we need to move in the room, things like that.
Fantastic.
Growing instantly bored with that. Is there a balcony or window in this room?
There is a window in this room. However, all of the windows of this house have been boarded.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Then she will probably pack her stuff up neatly and then just roll over as Gloria is doing her thing and just pass out. It's been a long day.
Anyone else doing anything tonight?
Brawk,
Yeah.
good bud. As he stands over you.
Yeah, I was just wondering who would like to share a bed with me. But full disclosure, I am extremely gassy and I cannot help it, and I suffer from extreme night terrors as well. So just be aware of that.
Nyne
Ethan.
looks.
Oh, sorry, Ethan. Is there a chair in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to know that in the room of the bedroom, like
Yes,
like a
there-
like a lounging chair sort of thing. Or like
Yes,
a nice
there
chair.
is. There is a relatively nice, comfy chair, dresser with a mirror, closet,
Okay.
queen-size bed.
Nyne, continue. I apologize.
It's okay. Look, Brawk, you've been through a lot of shit the last few hours, okay? You deserve something very comfortable to lay in. You can have the bed. Look, I can lay anywhere. I'm like water. I can fit anywhere and just sleep anywhere. It's okay. All right? So it's no problem. And big man, there's a chair over there for you if you want to sit in there, and I could just take the floor. It's okay.
And then the Hawthorne will because he's drunk. He's fully drunk. He'll just slowly lean back against the wall and slide down and just fall asleep just against the wall. Sort of.
Okay, well, he's out. Brawk, do you need anything or whatever?
No. I think I am afraid to go to sleep because I think that when I wake up, I'm gonna be really upset that all this is, and he gestures to himself. All this is real.
As I have fur on my head and whiskers on my face, this is very real. But we can make the best of this. We can get your little prosthetic down there. You still got one. And
It's not. And he's gonna lean into Nyne. It's not that I don't have it. It's more the process of its removal that I just can't.
you got.
You know what phantom pains are?
I've heard of that name before.
Right, or you feel stuff. You feel say you don't have an arm, right? And I punch you where your arm would have been, and you would feel that pain. You would feel that. I just keep feeling it.
Look. First of all, I'd be quite impressed the fact that you punched me that hard. I'd be very proud too. Not gonna lie.
I could never.
You probably could. Look. Phantom pains, ghost tremors, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He puts his hand on your shoulder. Look. Just because that happened to you, like I said, doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you a lot stronger, because guess what? You fucking survived. Okay, you fucking survived. And it points over to Hawthorne. Hawthorne's drunk right now, but he would probably agree too. Okay? And look, hey, if you're getting the night terrors, you want me to come get Karina to come tuck you in? How about that? Would you like that?
She gonna get a little lightheaded. Yeah, anyone but Karina. Actually, it might be helpful for me to fall asleep quickly.
You passed out when you saw Yetis. You know that, right?
You say Yetis?
Yeah. Think about those. You'll probably go to sleep a lot quicker.
I feel. Yeah, if I could take the bed, that would be great. And he steadies himself on you as he kind of wobbles and hangs his head. Yetis.
Nyne just picks up Brawk and just puts him in the bed. Okay, bud. Get you some rest. Take your shoes off.
Thank you so fucking much.
You're welcome, bud. And he will grab a blanket and walk over to Hawthorne and just throw it up and let it fall down, take his hat, and then put it over his face. It's like having two brothers in the fucking house. Nope. Yeah, at least he's breathing. Got fucking sleep apnea. Nyne will walk over to the dresser and try and start making a pallet for himself. Not on the dresser. I thought about that. But just kind of in the most uncomfortable spot you would think. But it's perfect. The camera will see Nyne's reflection. He looks at himself. Still, again, it's like, I mean, still not too bad. Gotta get used to it, I guess. Yeah. And when Nyne goes to lay down, he's not looking at the mirror anymore. But when he goes to lay down, you guys at home see Nyne's reflection kind of look down at him with a sneer. And then he goes to sleep.
All right. Anything else anyone is doing before the night is over? Okay. As you settle into sleep, you all dream. And you find yourself in a bar of sorts. Seems to be a basement or underground bar based off of the concrete and pipes and smell of dank. And you are seated at a table in the corner. And across from you sits a figure. She is an old woman, based off of the look of her gnarled hands. Her face is concealed by a brightly colored knitted scarf. Welcome to my table, strangers in this strange land. You may call me Miss Ava. And I have been waiting for you for a long time. You shoot awake. All of you at roughly the same moment, your hearts racing, covered in sweat.
What?
Gloria, are you awake?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a very weird dream.
Miss Ava.
How did you know that? How'd you know that's what I dreamed?
That's the last thing I heard in my dream.
Was I in your dream?
Yeah, we were at a table.
Because you were in my dream too.
Were the boys? Was everyone in there? I saw everyone.
While I was dreaming, did I feel like we were all there, or was it just me?
In your recollection of the experience, it was just you and just this figure.
Karina, if you were there too, I couldn't see you.
I don't think I saw you either. Just the figure.
It's a little bit of a weird coincidence that we'd have the exact same dream. The first time that we have a proper night's rest in this weird place, don't you think?
I'm starting to think it's a little bit too weird of a coincidence to be a coincidence.
Let's ask the boys. I'm just gonna get up, and I'm in like this cute like slip nightgown, and I'm just gonna walk straight over to the other room.
Karina will follow. Stop at the door when she realizes she's fucking butt-ass naked. Turn around, grab the sheet, and then follow.
Karina, you look lovely, but yeah, that was a good call. Okay, let's go.
If they walk into the room, I'm talking to both Nyne and Brawk at the same point, and I'm like, I don't know, but it was a lady, and she was talking to me. She looked kind of good. I just want to say, I questioned things for a second, like...
What?
You know.
What?
What?
What? Oh.
It was a dream. What? What are you getting mad at me for?
This fucking place.
Come on.
What?
What was it? Maybe they had a different dream. I turned to Karina. Because she was an older lady, right?
Yeah, those gnarled-ass hands were old.
Yeah,
like
really old.
Yeah,
I'm a little intoxicated still, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, she was, real. Yeah, she was you look amazing. By the way,
I like pause when I realize what I'm wearing, and I'm like, oh, thanks.
yeah.
I like drape on the bed to sit down. Okay, so did we all have the same dream?
Yeah.
And you hear from the other side of the room, you see on the bed facing the wall, it's like this ball-shaped person hasn't left the bed with the covers over their head. This place sucks. Same dreams. Are you wearing clothes back there?
Yeah, we are all appropriate, Brawk.
She's in a sheet right now, just a warning, hon.
Oh, you see as when she says, yeah, he goes to turn to look and then says, oh, she's in a sheet, and he just rolls back over. Stay here.
I'll be right back. She's just gonna go to her room and toss some clothing on.
Are you going to change too?
I'm not changing.
Thank God.
I'm still sitting right there.
So we had a dream about some old lady named Miss Ava. Because you guys weren't there, but it was just me.
Here's a question. Did the voice sound familiar? Did anything about her seem familiar to any of you guys?
Ethan?
No.
Would we have known?
No. Not to any of you. I would say that there one point of familiarity for you might be the headscarf she was wearing was very brightly colored. And there was someone who wore similarly brightly colored outfits who handed you a letter. Not fully brightly colored, just with accents, but that seems a little familiar, but nothing about the voice or the woman herself.
What about the accent? Did it seem a bit like similar to Stradia at all.
That's up to you, I suppose, based off of what you heard.
Oh, now I have to go, talk to Stradia again. God damn it.
Can we do a notice check to compare the voices within our head?
I would say you can leave it up to your character. They weren't that similar in terms of voice. I don't think.
Nah, I think Stradia sounded different. When I hear Stradia's voice, it kind of brings me rage. Just a little bit. Because I don't like being a plaything. She took pride in that. This one seemed more helpful than more of a hindrance than anything. So, spooky still, but she seemed like she wanted to talk.
How hard is it to pull 5 people's minds into one spot? Are we even here? Are we just minds? I'm so confused how they pulled us all at the same time, if we all had the same dream, or was it projected into us?
As you say that, I kind of pause for a moment, because while it's hard for me to remember, I do have a lot of experience with the occult. Can I kind of think for a moment of, would it be more likely that we were pulled somewhere, or that somebody was speaking to us through a dream? Could I try to think that through and be like, is someone trying to communicate? I'd love to try to make an occult check or see kind of what I could riddle out.
Sure, go ahead and make me an occult check.
So that's a 9 total.
9, so success with a raise. When you say distinguishing between someone going into your dream or you being taken somewhere, are you asking if you were physically, bodily taken somewhere?
No, but as Hawthorne says that, Hawthorne was take our minds. To me, I feel like it was more like somebody was trying to communicate to us, like Stradia was when she spoke in our minds. Because I do feel like, when you go to sleep thinking about something and it kind of happens, I went to bed thinking about Stradia talking in my mind. And then while I was asleep, somebody else tried to talk to me. So I feel like it's just kind of tumbling around and I'm trying to riddle it out.
Yeah, I would say that it very much does feel like someone entered. It felt like a dream. In that kind of disconnected, very real but not real way that dreams are.
Okay. With that thought, I want to kind of look out. The windows are bored, but do I have any idea what time it is?
That is actually a very interesting thing.
Because I'm going to turn to Karina and Brawk and everybody. You realize that REM sleep occurs in short bursts while we're asleep. And it usually only starts about 90 minutes after we fall asleep, and they increase in length throughout the night. But the fact that we all had a lucid dream, which really would only occur during REM sleep at the same time, I think it has to be somebody communicating with us.
You hear from the bed. I think there is something about this place that the experience is connected. It's in some way by someone or multiple people.
I agree. I think it's entirely improbable that we would all fall into sleep at the same time and have our REM cycles lined up such that we would have the same dream naturally. There has to be somebody orchestrating this. And I want to try to figure out what time it is.
So as you direct your attention, as you look at the boarded up windows, you actually notice that one of the windows in the room that you're currently in they're not perfectly lined up. There are cracks between the boards. And there is a ghostly green light coming through those small slits.
Can I go over and look at the green light? Like,
You find a section that's enough that you can set one eye against it, and it's really hard to make out specifics, but as you look, you see this green line across the landscape. Not perfectly straight, winding, cut off in places from your visibility by building or by trees and such. But as you look at it a little longer, you can make out figures in the fog. Ghostly green figures. You see figures who are wearing very unexpected clothing given the setting. Some of them are wearing breastplates with axes. Others dressed in more contemporary attire. You see dwarves and humans and elves and various different species. All these and more marching from the graveyard that you see off in the distance, connected to what looks like a church.
Hawthorne, Nyne.
I was going to ask Ethan a question really fast. Ethan, with 2 raises, would she be able to tell if they were climbing out of holes within the cemetery?
From here, can't make that out. So what you can make out just from here is that there is what seems to be a church off in the distance. And from the graveyard there is what looks like a procession of spectral figures moving across the landscape.
What do you see, Gloria?
Well, a bunch of green glowing figures emerging from a graveyard, processing towards the tower. I think somebody should also probably look and verify that they see the same thing, and that I'm not just sleeping and am dreaming all of you all here.
Nyne will go look outside the window and kind of, excuse me. Ooh.
You have to push your eye up against it, but because the mayoral estate is built up on a hill here in Bridgewater, you're able to see across, and you see figures, spectral figures walking from the direction of the church and towards at least the general direction of the tower.
Well, Angel's telling the truth. I don't know if I can punch a ghost. I haven't tried yet, so I don't really know if that's going to do anything later. But what kind of a funeral procession up there? Does she have ghost friends? Are they doing like dinner up there? Dinner theater? What goes on up in that fucking tower?
I'm hesitant to suggest this, but maybe we should check it out. I could fly over them and just see.
There is no way you are going by yourself. So don't just flap yourself over there like someone walking into fog without consulting no one.
As we turn around and Karina's back.
But I agree with Hawthorne, even with your pointed comment, that nobody should go alone. I also do not think we should follow a procession of glowing figures or ghosts or whatever they are. We have not even had a full night's sleep. We are still exhausted.
Facts.
And that sounds like a terrible idea. But I also think we should ask Mark if this happens every night. Maybe this is a normal thing in this place. We have nothing to compare it to.
Okay, what do we consider? What's the Angel? You do science things. What's the base that we considering like normal in this place here? Like the five of us are normal, or what else? What are we considering normal and over the top? Because we fought ghouls, and then whatever the hell that was down in that basement. Okay, so what constitutes like baseline normalcy? Okay. And as he says this, he kind of, you see him, well, maybe. You see him just kind of take out this little plush little mouse toy and just kind of start like fiddling with it in his hand. So what do you consider that, huh?
Brawk, would you come out from underneath the covers? Everyone's clothed. Come on.
And he kind of melts out from underneath the cover and gets up and grabs his jacket off the back of a chair and steadies it on his shoulders. Ghosts. Night terrors that are real. I don't... Well, why should I get out of the bed? You know? I could just lay here indefinitely. All of us. What do you say?
You're asking us to sleep with you?
Brawk immediately flushes, steadies himself on the wall. No, ma'am. What's the next? And he straightens himself up. What's the next step? What do we do?
Well, Nyne, you had a good point about what's normal. I mean, things do glow. I mean, they could be fluorescent. There could be bioluminescence. Like there are natural reasons for things to glow. But these kind of look like specters. Like, I'm not sure ghosts. I don't know anything. I don't know. We would need more data points of nights where we witness processions of glowing ghosts to have a more accurate understanding. You need at least like 3 points to make a trend. And with this one, we don't really know. As I get more nervous, I just keep rambling. I'm
going to go ask Mark about this.
Okay. Look, fuck. Okay. So, weird spooky stuff. We're all tired. It wasn't a dream. We got some, I guess,
I think it was a dream. I think it was a dream.
The ghost people?
Not to be technical, not to be... Oh, no, those aren't a dream. Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. Sorry. No, you're right. You're right. That was my bad. I thought we were talking about the other creepy thing that happened tonight. That communal dream that we all separately had while we were sleeping. No, but you're right. The specters are definitely real.
Yeah. That the ghost people real, but mysterious lady wanting to help talk to us, that dream, maybe. Hawthorne, what were you going to say?
Hawthorne just starts rubbing his eyes and then walks over to the chair and collapses in it and falls asleep.
Okay, well, look, we put a pin in it. If we fall back to sleep and she shows up again, we just ask questions, you know? I'm pretty sure she wants to help us. She said that, you know, she's been waiting to see us, correct? Sky Daddy?
Yes.
Is that what she said? Okay,
yes.
Cool. Thank you. See, sometimes the voices help you. But look, just what we need to do is just all of us get back to sleep. We'll talk to Mark about it in the morning, and if we have the dream again, we take notes or remember about it, okay? That sound like a plan?
Karina, what do you think? You look thoughtful.
I was actually just going to say that before Nyne had started this conversation, Karina had left and headed downstairs to Mark's room.
Okay.
Oh, well, fuck. Where'd she go?
I mean, her and Mark did go on a walk earlier. Maybe she feels like they have enough rapport that she could wake him up in the middle of the night to ask about the glowing ghosts processing towards the creepy tower. She did put clothes on.
Okay, well, all right. Hey, just saying that if you ever waking up in the middle of the night, you could totally come wake me up in the middle of the night. I have no problem. Be dead asleep. I'll wake up.
Oh, that's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever told me. If I have another person try to speak to me in a dream, I will definitely take you up on that.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. God, she's so cute.
Karina, you head downstairs, and you all had enough time to familiarize yourself, and you heard the general direction where Mark went after the conversation, so you're able to find the door, no problem.
She's just going to knock loudly on the door a couple times in the same pattern that was used to invite Mark in. That first time.
Got it. Nice. Benny. You hear from the other side. Yes? Oh, give me a second. And just hear some fumbling, and then he opens the door with a robe on. Yeah, Karina. Is there something wrong?
Have you looked out the window?
Just glances towards the window. Yeah, that's actually pretty... That happens every night.
Okay, that is literally all I was wondering.
It's, yeah, it's just one of the many treasures that Bridgewater has to live with as a result of her.
Has anyone tried following them?
Oh, we know where they go. They walk all the way up to the tower. Miles. And continue to try to do what they failed to do in life, which they continue to fail to do in death. And that is kill her. And so now they fail and die every night as their punishment for trying.
Good to know. It's looking more and more like a killing her. Anyway, sorry for waking you up, but just a little concerned.
I probably should have warned you all about that. That would be... Yeah. You're going to realize there's a lot of strange things here in Barrowville. That's just one of them.
I think that was the understatement of the year, my friend.
Yeah. Was that all?
Do you know someone named Miss Ava?
I do. He looks a little surprised at you having dropped that name. She's an elder of the Vista. Some say she's a prophetess, others think she's insane. I tend to go with the former. But I don't have any proof of that, just faith, I guess.
So she can be trusted.
It's funny, I was actually planning on talking with you all about her in the morning. How did you learn that name?
I must have read it somewhere.
Huh. Oh. Read my mind. If you'd like, we can talk more in the morning about that.
Sounds good. I'll let you get to sleep then.
Have a good night.
You too.
Turns, closes the door. And while this has been happening downstairs, has anything been occurring upstairs? What have you all been doing?
I just don't know why we can't have a dream that unites us. That's like dancing unicorns and happiness instead of ominous voices and ancient prophecies. This place sucks.
Yeah. At least they got running water, though.
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, Gloria, you need going back to your room?
Oh, yeah. I should probably be there when Karina gets back. I'll kind of drag my feet, but slowly make my way back to bed.
I could walk you back there if you like.
Oh, okay. I'll like loop my arm through his as he walks me the few feet to the other room.
Once we're out of the room, hey, Gloria.
Yeah?
What were you going to tell me at the bar?
I kind of look for a second, think about it. I don't remember the exact phrasing of what I was going to say, but, well, we talked about maybe getting food sometime.
Oh, yeah. You still down for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, question. I know you don't drink like most of us do. What do you like
to
drink?
I feel like there's moments where maybe there's some awareness that's needed, like walking into dingy bars with patrons we don't know and potentially creepy locations. That
is true, but you ain't got to worry about that. Look at all of us. We can handle any fight that comes our way. So, you ain't got to worry about that. I also saw you kind of almost lost your little temper there, too. That was also something nice to see.
I guess that's one word for it.
Hey,
well, look, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, what I was saying is sometimes it's nice to, let your hair down a little bit sometimes. You can get a little hot under the collar. And he will flick the strap, which would be a collar, but like get under your collar, get a little heated. It's okay. Let off a little steam. It's so much fun.
As you're flicking the strap of her dress?
Yeah, like just
it's kind of like a loose flowing nightgown, so it just falls right off my shoulder.
Oh, that I didn't
I'll take a second and kind of pull it back up and be like, yeah, well, I think dinner sounds great.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give your arm a little squeeze, and then I'll slip off to bed.
Nyne will wait until the door closes. Yeah. And just do a fist bump. Yes! And just walk back with his tail swinging.
Nyne, as you turn around, Karina is going to have been standing at the end of the hallway watching the entire time.
I keep your secrets, you keep mine.
And she's just not even gonna reply. She'll walk right by you and into the room with Gloria.
You know what? She can't take this from me. I'm excited. All right, Brawk. You going to bed now?
Wait, are you actually going to bed?
Yeah.
I put on my coat and everything, so...
No, get back in bed. You can go to. I will tuck you in. How about that?
I'm not a baby.
You're not a baby.
I would like that very much. Thank you so much.
I give you some sort of comfort.
He takes his jacket off and he gets into the bed and he just waits for you to pull the blanket up and nook him on the sides like a little burrito.
Here you go, bud. And he'll tussle hair. All right, I'm going back to sleep. We should all get some rest.
Good night. Good night. Hopefully we don't have another dream that unites us in terror.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And Nyne just kind of falls asleep in the most, what you would think, pretzel uncomfortable position ever, but it feels so great.
Karina, what did you learn from Mark?
Oh, shit, I probably should have told everyone to ease their nerves. But apparently the specters are an every night sort of thing.
Oh, good. So
And-
he knew that they're the baseline.
Yeah, he just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can count that as baseline normal, I guess, which is kind of a little bizarre for baseline normal, but
It skews our perspective, but it is good to know.
yeah. And also, he seems to trust Miss Ava.
He knew her?
He recognized the name and wanted to discuss her tomorrow morning anyways, so I guess we will talk about that in the morning.
Oh my gosh. What did he say when you told him that she was talking in all our heads?
I did not say that. I just mentioned
We're still
the
keeping
name.
that part on the down low. Okay. So
I think it's, yeah.
we should just probably make sure we tell them what our story is.
I mean, I think it's
But let
best
the
that
rest
people
of
don't
them,
think
like
we're
Nyne or-
super bonkers, right? Like, we don't need to be seeing visions and hearing voices. Because that kind of has a stigma around it, you know? But we will get the story straight before breakfast. And
Well, it's good to
unless
know.
I should
think
wake him up now and let
we'll
them
sleep
know.
a lot easier knowing that what's happening is
Should I-
baseline and that the person speaking in our heads is
Is it-
probably fine if they
Yeah.
know Mark.
So, should I wake up the boys and let them know that? Or
Oh, this is
It
such an
feels
awkward
mean.
situation. We already said good night. It's maybe
well,
it's maybe too forward for us to like walk right back.
I mean, I technically didn't say goodnight, so I could walk back and act like I never
'cause
came
you're right,
here.
You didn't see any of them before
I mean,
because you
yeah,
left.
yeah, I didn't see anyone.
Oh, okay. Wait, that would be less weird because like I already like said goodnight.
Yeah. You get yourself all tucked in. I'll just go tell them so
Okay.
they can actually try to sleep.
Okay. Or is that weird then that I don't come?
I think you're overthinking this entire situation.
Probably.
I think it's perfect if you just get some sleep. I will be right back.
Okay.
Okay. And she'll turn around, open the door, quietly close it behind her, and then open the boys' door. Okay,
Does
so
no one
I was
fucking
talking to
knock
Mark.
here? God damn. What?
Sorry, Nyne, I just had good news. I felt like I should share.
Hawthorne is startled awake by Nyne screaming.
Sorry. I was
Oh,
getting close
okay.
to sleeping.
What just happened? What happened? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Sorry. I went to talk to Mark about the specters outside, and that is baseline normal. Apparently that happens every night. So, at least we don't have to worry about that. And the person speaking to us through the dreams is apparently a good guy. I don't know the whole story, but Mark knows the name, so we will talk to him about it tomorrow.
Hawthorne falls
I'm-
asleep.
Thank you, Karina, for sharing that with us.
I'm just gonna go.
Thank you. Good
And
night.
she's not gonna close the door quietly. She's
Oh.
just gonna slam the door as she leaves the room.
Fucking. I just put him to sleep. Go back to sleep, Brawk. It's okay.
Oh no. What's happening? Brawk, you okay? What's wrong?
Okay, he's back to sleep.
Okay, we're good. Everybody just shut up. Come on. God. I'm trying to rest over here.
But if we did that, we'd get yelled at, for now. I'm going to sleep.
All right. So, with everyone heading back to sleep, this eerie glow still just faintly coming through the cracks in the window. We cut to breakfast. The next morning, it is, for each one of you, a single egg, cup of tea, and a bowl of basically oatmeal. As you all have gathered down here, Ira and Mark are here as well, and Mark looks at you all. Are you all alright? You look like hell, but frankly. I mean, did you sleep okay?
I immediately pull the compact out of my purse and gently excuse myself from the table.
Ira, punches Mark in the arm. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm out the door. I'm, going upstairs. I'm going to take a minute to freshen up, and then I'll reappear later. With my hair done a little nicer, a little bit more makeup on. I'll come back in a few minutes.
Good job, Mark.
Gloria, you actually pass Karina on the stairs going down because she stayed upstairs for a little bit longer after everyone went down. But she'll come back down the stairs and pass you.
Karina, be careful. People are in moods of judging appearances downstairs. You might want to take a second. Just I'm going to pat her.
What is that supposed to mean? But okay, she'll follow you upstairs.
We take a second. We pat our noses, get a little bit more put together, and then we'll both reemerge.
Fantastic. And as we cut back downstairs to right afterwards, Mark just, not what I meant. Anyway. Tell me again how you knew the name of Ava.
I heard it. Spoken to me.
Well, I don't know if Karina told you all about this, but I was actually going to suggest to you all this morning that there is a person who might be able to help figure out what to do about getting you all out of Barrowville and stopping whatever is happening here. Her name is Ava. She's a member of the Vista. I mentioned them yesterday. And if you all are still okay with... Karina, did you tell them about what we talked about?
No. I do not think I did.
Look,
I don't
after
remember.
after what you all heard last night here, with the people outside, and what they want to do to Ira, I know I asked you before at the bar, but if you all are planning on leaving Bridgewater, would you... And Ira interrupts at this point. Would you mind me coming with you?
Can you fight?
No,
I don't think that's a requirement.
whether or not you fight, we would welcome your company.
As you all are having this conversation, I have a quick question. Who here has the highest notice skill? The highest notice die?
Is that
I
Brawk?
So I
got
have
a 6.
I have a D10.
I have an 8 only.
I have a 4.
But I will say I'm really clueless. So I think I have a D10 for any sort of observant, I would say for all observations, but she's a little bit clueless. And so I imagine if it's depending on what it is, I might not see it.
Okay.
I have the alertness edge. that helps at all.
That
I do have I do have a D10, and I am an investigator. So if it's something I'm interested in, I would heckin' notice it. But if it's not like exactly on my mind, I would just what?
Okay. Well then, I will give you the choice whether you notice this, Gloria. And I will say, because of the alertness feature, you will notice this, Karina. As you've been having this conversation about Ava and Ira traveling with you, you've been just standing in the kitchen this whole time. Just standing, eating, because it was just a single egg and cup of tea for everyone, just standing around the center island. And you notice in the corner of the kitchen, there's a rat. And like I said, Gloria, you can choose whether you notice this.
That sounds like exactly the sort of thing Gloria would notice. A conversation happening all around her, and then there's a small movement of a tiny creature. I think I immediately want to look at Karina and be like, do you see that?
And what you see, it's not just that it's a rat. It's not moving. And it is staring directly at all of you. With absolute rapt interest. It's just a little below, like, one of the shelving units, one of the lowest shelves. It's just kind of tucked in the corner. But it is staring right at all of you.
So,
And as soon as it notices, you all notice it starts to bolt.
I want to follow it.
I'm going to try to shoot it.
Okay.
I run after it.
I would love you to make me a shooting roll. This is going to be with a -2.
Okay.
In their
Now,
house.
with the -2,
Give live
is
rounds
that
in the
because
house.
of the fact it's moving? Because I would have noticed it at the same time as Gloria. And, like, would I have had a chance to shoot at it before it ran? Or did it run the second it saw us?
As soon as your eyes lock on it, it starts to move.
Okay, great.
And
All
it's
right.
because it's moving, and it's a rat.
Yeah.
And it's in a corner, and there's there are obstacles in here. It's a difficult shot.
Okay, I only got a 3, and I think that makes perfect sense. I feel like I just shot like a cookie jar.
Hopefully not me. I have a lot of experience with rats in my lab, and even though it doesn't really feel like I have those memories, I definitely think it's like muscle memory to lunge to try to grab it.
Okay, so you lunge to try to grab it. The gunshot goes off, scattering debris around. And as you are running after it, getting close to it, your hands extended, trying to chase it into a corner, something flies past your face, and a knife impales the rat. And as you turn, you see Ira with hand still extended.
Oh, they can't fight.
Good reflexes, but like now we can't. Well, good reflexes.
One of hers. One of the devil's spies.
How did
She
you get in
likes
here?
to keep tabs on us, and apparently seems to have a particular interest in all of you.
Hey, Ira, I'm so glad you got that, because I was not expected to go chasing a mouse around the house. Just because it looked like a cat doesn't mean I'm going to do cat things like that.
We would never have expected you to. I was chasing it just fine. I might have even been successful, but I can't guarantee it. But also, I'm worried if there's one, could there be more?
She has many spies all around. Creatures, nightmarish things.
Ethan, we gain back power points when we sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So-
you are full.
Can I use 2 power points to cast a detect? I can detect Arcana.
Absolutely.
And so I can see and detect all supernatural persons, objects, or effects for 5 rounds, including invisible foes, enchantments, people, items, weird science devices, anything
Absolutely.
like that.
How does this
I should
manifest?
also know the general type as well. And so
100%.
I think I'm still kind of like squatting by this rat. And I think I just kind of like plop down, kind of pulling both my legs off to the side, like kind of in a mermaid seated position. And I just sort of like flick my wings a little, so there's this sort of wind that blows past the rat, and this wind sweeps around the whole room, kind of as it gets close to Brawk, because I know Brawk is magical. There's little sparkles, and as it kind of swoops around, I can sort of see an outline and sparkles of everything that's magical around me.
This rat is absolutely riddled with the traces of magic. Very clearly not quite a familiar, wouldn't be the right term. A thrall, servant, but using this power, you are absolutely able to tell that this was a type of magic that allowed someone to see through the eyes of this creature.
I think to use the spell, I do have to use my spellcasting, so I'll use a Benny so I can roll it again.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Just making sure I do it right.
Dang, thank you.
5. I should be fine, too. 5,
yes. Honest players friggin' love it.
I got you. So I think that the first time I tried, I was just sort of grossed out a little bit by the blood in the rat and distracted by what was happening. So it took me a second to kind of get my bearings.
That tracks.
Looking again, I could see that clearly this rat was exactly what Ira was saying, and it is working for her. Is there anything else in the room that I pick up on?
I will also say that you got close to this rat in order to fully investigate the arcane effects on it. And the knife wound was very clean. It didn't tear much of the rat's body. It is whole for the most part. But you don't notice any blood?
That's weird. When I look closer, does it look like is it an actual rat? Did it look like the knife just killed it, or was it dead before?
It looks like it's a real rat, but as you just look at the knife wound area a little bit more, and you can see just a little bit, it almost looks like it is filled with sand or something like that. More stuffed or taxidermied than...
This immediately reminds me of the wolves. Hawthorne, do you remember the wolves in the other house? Oh, quickly, before my spell ends, though, do I see anything else in the room?
Not in this room, no.
Okay. Hawthorne, do you remember those wolves in the house?
Yeah, I remember them.
Have they...
Right next to me.
They appeared to be stuffed, but then came alive.
Very much not stuffed.
This rat is filled with sand.
Is she stuffing them? Is the outside real? Does it feel like a real, like the skin and stuff?
I'm not going to touch the rat. I'm very sorry, but it looks real.
Hawthorne will walk over to the rat and pull the knife out of it. First off,
This, again, what looks like sand, but it's darker in hue. It's kind of colored like blood, albeit a little bit darker, closer to black, but it's got a reddish tinge to it, but it is gritty and fine like sand that comes pouring out of the knife wound.
So Hawthorne will just lightly just sort of pet it to feel if the fur feels real or if it feels like a stuffed animal.
No, it feels gross. I will definitely say that, but it feels like a real gross thing.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. It's real. It's real. It's a nasty rat.
As you all have been investigating this, Mark has just continued to explain. She likes to keep an eye on things all over. You must always be careful of anywhere that you are speaking that her creature spies aren't listening in.
What kind of surveillance state are you guys in?
And how much does she control?
Everything that matters.
Puppet master.
Yeah. Like, if I take a piss in the alley, I gotta worry about some weird fucking bird staring at me or some shit like that, or what? Or I jaywalk across the street, am I gonna get fucked up from that?
I thought we saw a really weird bird when we were walking through. Didn't you guys remember that? I thought I saw a weird bird just watching us.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Good throw, Ira. Thank you. I get bored. And kind of tugs at their shirt a little bit.
Hey, Ira.
Hmm.
Do you only use plates? Do you know how to use one of these? Nyne, still eating, takes out his pistol as Nyne and puts it on the table. Can you use one of those?
They hesitate just slightly more than you think they would if they commonly handled firearms, but go to grab it, and as they lift it and point it well away from everyone else. No, but... and lifts it again, safely, with trigger discipline.
We're inside a house.
Trigger discipline. But lifts it and points at a wall. But I am a quick learner.
Do you want to go outside and we can try it?
Kind of hesitate for a second and set the gun back down on the counter.
Or inside, I guess. But
I don't know if right now is the right time. I was hoping to ask a favor of you, if you wouldn't mind. I don't know if Mark had already asked you, but we need to bury our father today. And I know you never knew him, but would a few of you mind helping carry him?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I'll go and get changed. And they head upstairs. We pick up with you all heading outside. Mark has, sometime before you all woke up, apparently acquired a hearse. As you all open the double doors of the manor, letting the rain from outside just pour sheets in front of the doorframe, the casket has been cleared of flowers, and you all help lift and carry it to the hearse and have a quiet drive down the streets of Bridgewater to that very church that you saw through the window slats last night. And as you pull up to it and you're able to get a better look, you can see that it is a white, predominantly concrete building. Just like most everything around here, fairly severe in its design, but with a little bit more ornamentation than some of the other buildings. There is a bell tower in the rear. And you can see that as you pull up, similar scorch marks and scratch marks as those that you noticed on the walls of the mayoral estate. Mark puts the hearse in park. As he puts in park, the hell? I didn't realize the damage here was this bad. Parts of the building have been broken off, the stone just lying shattered near on the steps leading up to it. This building looks like it has gone through absolute hell.
Shall we, get him buried? Do you have a crypt by chance? A hole in the ground? What's your...
We need to see Father Donovan inside to perform the last rites and burial. I'll go. And he opens the door, puts up an umbrella, and runs up to the church doors. Does anyone go with him, or you all stay?
Karina is going to go with him, and then before entering the church, she's going to turn off and start searching for another corpse.
Okay.
I'll follow till Karina peels off. Be like, wait, what are you doing?
I kind of have a messed up plan. I don't know for sure if it's going to work or not, but I'm looking for.
Okay, I'll go stand by Ira. So I'm gonna go back over and try to find them, and see if they need any help with anything.
They're still in the car right now. They didn't get out.
I'll do that awkward, go to Karina, look a little confused, and walk back and be like, "Yeah, everything seems to be going fine. Nothing to worry about. How are you doing?"
And Ira's, pretty somber right now, and has changed into all black, or as close as was able to get, and is in response just nods. Looking through, just leaning over and looking through the window with the rain streaking down it. Those of you who would look outside and watch as Mark runs up to the large doors and he knocks heavily on them. Umbrella over himself, but still huddled against the rain. And there's no answer. And he knocks again. Turns around, runs back to the car, and gets inside, soaking wet.
Just because of the way everything has been around here lately. He didn't answer. Would someone mind coming with me inside to check on him?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll go.
how about we'll all come with you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Is the door open or do we gotta force it open?
Shouldn't be locked.
I didn't know if you tried it. I'm sorry, man. Let's go try it. We'll try it together.
All right.
Yeah.
Gets back out, puts the umbrella back up, and you all run up through the rain to the door, which does open. And the space that you enter into here is a fairly large church, all things considered. And in this entryway, there are 2 doors on each side, on the left and on the right. But straight in front of you, there is a brightly lit chapel. And the light is flickering like candlelight. The space that you enter into here in the hall smells of mildew, reeks of it. And this entryway is unlit. Even from here, you can see that the chapel in front of you, bright as it is littered with debris. And you hear from that direction the soft murmurings of a man at prayer. Mark just exchanges glances with all of you and starts heading towards the chapel, the direction of the sound.
Hawthorne will follow.
Nyne will follow.
Brawk will follow.
As you all head into the chapel opening up in front of you, it is... The pews in here are stone, which seems oddly out of place for a house of worship, but depending on the god. But everywhere you look, it is littered with debris. Just overturned pieces of furniture that have been scattered and broken in here. And even though you can see there are electric lights on the walls, they are unlit, and it is entirely and brightly lit with candles, candlesticks, candelabras, in every corner, in this fervent attempt to push away the darkness. And at the far end of the church, you see a man kneeling near a scarred altar, wearing robes of clearly some type of clergy. But they are filthy, and he is mumbling prayer as you all walk in here. And as the sound of your footsteps echo through this ruined chapel, with the support beams overhead giving way to the weight above them, the sound of dripping rain can be heard coming through in several sections. The mumbled prayer stops. And a hoarse, tired voice rings through the chamber from the figure kneeling behind the altar.
I cannot give you the blessing you seek. Go. Leave this accursed place in peace.
And he doesn't look up from where he is kneeling in that moment.
I don't think we were looking for a blessing, per se. We were here to bury Mark's father.
Father Donovan.
And the man looks up. He has a long face made longer by the slightly drooping features with age and grief and exhaustion.
Ismark.
And he pushes up from the altar.
I was wondering when I would be seeing you. It is time.
And Mark,
It is time.
as this conversation is unfolding, you all notice, like, the damage done here kind of similar to at the mayor's estate. You saw claw marks, but they were only on the exterior walls. You saw them on the exterior of these walls and the interior. You can spot them on the wall and furniture in here. And Father Donovan shakes his head wearily.
I cannot perform the blessing, Ismark. I have lost my connection to the Morning Lord.
Mark sighs.
What? He can still be buried, though. Well, of course, but I would not be able to perform the final rites for him.
So if Ira was still in the car, then Gloria is still in the car.
I think probably at this point, with how long this has taken, they would get impatient. And what is taking them so long?
I have no idea. I'll admit I can't recall. Okay.
Let's go check.
I'll take their arm and let them escort me into the church.
Getting one more umbrella up to cover you a little bit, running through the rain and running into the church. And I would say you enter at just about this point in the conversation.
Nyne wants to smell around this place because Nyne notices all the scratch marks and everything. It's just kind of want to get its bearings right.
As you're sniffing around, Father Donovan continues to express his condolences to Mark. Just,
Your father was a very good man. I was sorry to hear.
Wow. What'd you get?
I got a 22.
He smells everything
Lord,
that people have
man.
eaten.
Something,
Okay.
Something don't. It is in touch with the superstition because Nyne does not like graveyards.
Okay.
Call back to the other part, and this doesn't seem right. Why are there claw marks inside? And just something doesn't feel right.
That is a huge raise. Huge raise. So, as you are sniffing around through this conversation
And hearing,
something smells wrong here. And with a 22, you can tell it's coming from underneath you.
As everyone, most everyone, right? Or is everyone there right now? Okay, most everyone is coming up, right? He starts looking around and he gets really uncomfortable. He knows that we're not all together. He sees this interesting interaction between these two people that he is not familiar with. And he's going to use his edge, spend a penny, and utilize his sleuth edge and try to scan the entire room and look for everything relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you use your sleuth edge, we are actually going to resolve that in just 1 second.
Okay.
And the camera cuts to back out in the rain, where Karina has slipped around the building, heading towards the mausoleums out back, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. It's morning here, so it is about as bright as... Imagine if at noon there were a very heavy storm. About that bright is what it is right now, as it is steadily raining. And there is a series of mausoleums out back of this building. There's a rusted gate out in front, and there's a low clinging of mist all around back here.
Okay. She's going to look to see if any of the mausoleums have recently been entered.
Make me a notice check.
6.
It is fairly difficult to tell, I will say, just whether one has been entered. But as you're looking around, you can definitely tell that some of these are much older, with the writing predominantly faded. But as you look around, you'd guess the newest one here is not terribly recent, but at least within the last half a year.
Okay, that's not really useful for me. If she's not successful with the mausoleum, she's going to start wandering the graves, looking at the fresh dirt, fresh graves, and then she's going to
looking at the graves. Those you find some that look a lot more recent.
Okay, then she's going to scan the gravestones, looking for feminine names, ranging in age up to 30, and then masculine names around 18 or so.
Sure. With that notice check, I'll say you find... I will say a lot of these the most recent graves that you find here are very tightly packed. And most of them don't have name markers. They're just buried. But on top of a few of those, there are a few like small plaques that have been placed around a few, and you're able to find one suitable candidate of each you were looking for.
All right. Then she's going to find a shovel.
Find a shovel, absolutely. As lightning cracks in the sky overhead, you see a shovel not terribly far away from where you are.
All right. She will set her umbrella down, her pat, whatever nice thing she has, take her coat off so she doesn't ruin that. And she's just going to start digging.
Awesome. So we just see Karina in these relatively nice clothes in the pouring rain with a shovel and mud flying everywhere, unearthing two recently killed and buried citizens of Bridgewater.
It would be my honor to still bury him, Ismark, but I do not. I cannot truly perform the final blessings. Not anymore.
And Mark seems to give a resigned nod as he's thinking to himself.
I'm going to say something to that, but I wanted to toss it up to Brawk, who was going to sleuth the
Yes.
situation.
You, with your sleuthing ability here, fantastic use of that edge. You see that there are very clearly claw marks on several places. The altar, tapestries that were on the wall, even through some of the stone of the benches here. You see that there is a blazing sun as the predominant icon of this church, based off of the patterns you see around here. But those claws, unlike the ones that you saw at the mayor's estate, these are smaller. And you walk up to one of them on the wall, and you put your hand up to it. And it very well could have come from your hand. You also notice that there is a rope that ostensibly leads to the bell in the bell tower.
Hawthorne.
What?
Let them do their thing. Look at this. I'm just gonna shift back and put his hand on this claw mark.
Are those hands?
Something not right happened here.
Do you think that people went crazy inside, or something was trying to get them and they were trying to claw their way out?
Who's to say in this fucking place? And he's gonna shift them back.
Hawthorne's gonna walk back over to the priest and gonna look at the priest and say, "Is what happened here what made you lose your faith? Why did you lose your faith, Father?"
All of this was caused by one of her spawn thralls. vampire thrall. It.
And he straightens up a little bit.
It attacked here in the early part of the Devil's siege on Bridgewater. And it was...
And he, as he's sobbing, he looks up at Mark and Ira.
It was Doyle.
And he just breaks into sobs.
Who's Doyle?
Ira leans over.
His son.
Hey, Father Donovan. Apologize for what happened to your son. But what happened to him? Nyne saying this as like you see a cat does not smell right. It's something's wrong. What happened to your son?
And Brawk points to the claw mark on the wall.
Mark
Nods.
and Ira, for the record, look, needless to say, a little freaked out by that. And after you all ask your questions, Mark follows up with one of his own, or a statement.
I thought he had died at the tower.
Father Donovan's eyes.
Doyle.
You know, looking at Mark and Ira,
That he set off and spoke against her and never returned. 2 weeks ago he did. He attacked me. There was nothing left of my boy in him. He was an animal. But I managed to get him into the basement, the cellar, and locked him down there. And in the process, I lost my holy symbol, my icon. And I think that is why I have lost. I cannot feel the Morning Lord anymore. So that is why. And that is what's happened.
How long has he been down there?
2 weeks now.
Hey, Father, I got a question for you.
Could still hear him.
What you been feeding him?
Nothing.
I only asked that because I ain't never seen no holy person with dirty robes like you do. I mean, we can go down there and get your symbol for you.
I lured him down there. And it was not easy.
he says
Where's-
as he gestures to his filthy clothes.
So, where's the basement at, Father?
Nah, I don't know if we should.
No, fuck that. We need to do this thing. He's lost his symbol down there.
But
No.
we could just. But
If you are going down there. You must destroy that thing.
I planned on it.
And he, like, raises his jaw, just clenching it, holding himself together.
That thing is a mockery of my son. Please.
Which way is the basement?
And he pulls out, just like reaches into a pocket and pulls out a set of keys and tosses it to you. Tells you which one. And he points with a shaking hand towards one of the rooms that you saw as you first entered.
And Nyne's going to use the scent that he has. He smelled it. Something's wrong. He's just going to use that to find his way there and just keep that going.
Hawthorne has a bottle of alcohol in his jacket, and he pulls it out, and he takes a big swig. And he puts it back, and he says, I'll come with you, Nyne.
Guys.
Maybe we should go together. Is that what you're thinking, Brawk?
Fuck no, I don't want to go down there.
Never mind. Maybe we should go together.
Fuck. Yeah. And he sweeps his sweat-soaked hair from his face. We can't risk anything happening to any of you.
Karina, is Karina back yet?
Nope, Karina is not back yet. And speaking of...
Karina, come back.
Karina, you have been digging out here. And I need you to roll me 2 luck checks. So, twice you are going to roll 2 d20s and tell me which was the farther from 10, the high or the low.
So 2 dice, and which one is closest, or?
Farther.
They're both the same.
And what are they?
5.
5? Okay, now do it again.
20.
Dang. Okay. So I would say that one of the individuals that you unearth, first of all, you don't unearth all of them, because not all of them is there. But this one is a little bit of a miss for looking like Ira. Just way too tall. But at least the parts that are there. But the other, actually, pretty impressively close. The hair color is off. This individual has raven hair. But the rest, yeah, that's pretty close. Right age, about the right height.
All right. She's not very strong. But she's going to... It's probably going to take her quite a while, but she's going to try to pull that corpse out of the hole. And then she is going to crop the hair short and dress this individual in a set of clothing that she stole from Ira's.
And we just have this wordless scene of Karina just unearthing in the mud and rain this gone incredibly pale, the parchment white skin with the veins visible and just unearthing this figure and stripping the clothing off and replacing it, all of it getting soaked and muddy this whole time. Just this silent scene. And once you've done that, what do you do?
Gunshot. She's going to try to find something. I doubt there is a witch burning pole in this place. But she's going to try to find a place like of rubble that she can maybe start to build a pyre. Like a burning pyre for the body.
Pyre out here might be a hard ask. It's raining and this place is mostly concrete. There's very little plant life around
Well,
here.
she's not opposed to leaving this general area. She's like, because there's a lot of damaged buildings. She's going to, if she doesn't find anything in the actual graveyard area, she's going to start wandering a little further and a little further.
You might be able to find some. Make me a notice check.
All right.
Let the dice decide that.
Dice gods bless me with the 13.
13. Yeah, you get into a nearby busted building that has long since been abandoned, but it looks like it was abandoned like in spur of the moment. There are still things that you can see set in place of just being lived in just moments ago, but ages ago.
All right.
But you managed to find some dry things in here that you can start a fire with.
She's going to... How close is this abandoned building to Mark's place?
I mean, you had to drive about 4 minutes or so.
Okay, so it's a little ways away.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't going super fast either, so... Yeah, it's not right next to it, but it's not super far away.
All right, then she will just start stacking up the wood and making a pyre. She's going to be looking over her shoulder to see if anyone is watching her at all. And, like, looking for suspicious rats or birds as well after
I need you
what
to
happened
make
in the
me
house.
2 checks, please. Notice and survival.
Right, notice is a 7.
Nice.
And survival's an unskilled check.
So that is a D4 minus 2. Hey!
5 on the survival check.
Holy crap, you did it! Exploded
I
and
did it!
got it! That's
Yay!
awesome! So, as you are getting and managing to keep dry, building this soon-to-be ignited pyre, you're looking around in the rain. Just through the gray, minimal light that makes it through here. And you look around, and clinging to the eaves of the church and some of the nearby mausoleums, there are bats. Which, it is apparently daytime. They would have to sleep sometime, that makes sense. But, with that success, you are able to see a little gleam off of a few open eyes, and those seem to be watching you.
I think upon noticing that, she's going to look up at them. Don't worry, Stradia. The sacrifice isn't for you. And she's just gonna keep working. just head down, kind of peeking up at the bats ever so often.
And after you have completed here, what will be the next thing that you're going to be doing?
I mean, she probably at this point would go to the church, but digging up a body and building a pyre is going to take probably hours.
Okay. So you are...
So,
as we see Karina through the eyes and through the vision of these bats approaching and telling off Stradia, you resume and continue building this pyre. And like you said, it will take time. So, for those of you now inside who we cut back to, what are we doing?
Nyne's gonna break off any wooden pew or chair leg of some sort and then give it to Hawthorne.
Hawthorne's gonna take it and just go, a steak. Okay, I get it.
What's up, Angel?
I don't know. This is just I don't think you all should go alone. I think I could maybe help a little. I'm going to cast protection. I can have additional recipients.
Yep.
So currently it looks like me, Hawthorne, Brawk, and Nyne are all going down. Briefly looking, Mark, Ira, I don't feel pressured to also follow us, but would you like to accompany us downstairs?
Make me a notice check really quick.
Since we're all watching, can a few of us make a notice?
Sure,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
absolutely.
It's either an 8 or a 10.
Oh, it's a success with a raise.
So either way, it's a success with a raise.
Okay.
I got a 7.
I rolled a 3. I'm too focused still on what I'm smelling down there.
First of all, the first thing that happens is he kind of looks around when you ask that question. Ira was a little bit distracted, focused on Father Donovan at that moment. Seems to have not heard your question. But he kind of slides over next to you in a way that makes you two turn away. And he says,
I'm not comfortable exposing Ira to any vampire, given the fact that, you know. But, should he...
And he looks shaken for a second, remembering who he is.
Should it look like it'll go bad, I will be there. But until then,
We also
I would
need
like
somebody to
keep-
wait for Karina.
Yeah. So
But those of you who succeeded that notice check also notice that he looks genuinely horrified when discussing Doyle.
I'm going to whisper to Hawthorne. Karina did talk to him later. And we do need someone to wait for Karina.
You know what, Mark? Why don't you just wait here, and you keep an eye on things. And if we fail, you're the line of defense. So don't you worry.
No. Not if it even looks like things are going to go bad. You shout, and I will come down. I will be there. I will help. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't do that.
I think we got this. I was just trying to put you at ease a little, but we've got this.
Ira walks over. What are we talking about?
Nothing there. They're going to be going down too. They're going to be going down.
We'll be right back, darling. Don't worry.
We were just talking about how you guys got to wait for Karina. We don't know where she ran off to. That young.
She does that.
Yeah, she does.
Well, can I turn back towards now just the four of us and cast protection with 4 power points so that it includes all 4 of us?
That's literally what I was going to do.
Yes.
Look at us. So I'd like to give us all.
And go ahead and make that check.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's a 6.
6. All right. That is a success. So, all of you have 2 points of armor. Not a raise, so don't have the other feature, but 2 points of armor. So that is super cool. So that will add to your toughness, which is awesome.
Ooh, I am a 10 now.
Yeah, that is big and very helpful. Awesome job, Gloria.
Mark. Hey, yo, Mark. Look.
Yeah.
Hey, pick your head up. You're the fucking mayor of this goddamn town, okay?
This is the
All right.
weirdest fucking day.
You think this is the weirdest fucking day? Look at me, okay? I don't even know who the fuck I am, but I'm here with my friends and everything else, and you, big dog, okay? Okay? You gotta get that pump going, all right? Yeah, you're the fucking mayor. Let's go. Let's go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unlock this fucking door, and I'm gonna give you this key, and when we all get fucking down there, you're gonna lock it back behind us, okay? If Karina shows up, then you let her down there, okay? Because that way, that son of a bitch down there doesn't get upstairs. Okay?
If I do that and you need to make a quick escape, though.
You told us to scream for you. We'll tell you what's going on to let you know. Okay? Plus, anyway, I'm not going to leave any of my people down there, all right?
All right. All
You
right.
don't want that thing running
All
around
right.
your town
All
either.
right.
Okay?
All right. Okay.
Some push-ups. Get that pump going. Let's go.
Oh, all right. I'm ready. All right. After you all.
Looking around.
Did someone want to go find Karina and make sure she's okay? I don't know where she is. And being out there alone. I mean, during the day it's not as bad, but it's not the smartest idea if you can avoid it.
That's a great point.
I can be super quick. Do you want me to?
Where are we? Splitting the party is a decision.
It's not
The
something
party
that
already split. The
prefer
party
to
split
do.
long ago.
But we have several free spirits, and I just want to know how to make them stop moving. So do you want me to go and?
Momentum is a tricky thing.
Yeah.
So is inertia. I totally understand. Maybe we should send someone to find Karina, or I don't know.
Do you just not want to go out in the rain, Gloria? Do you not want to get wet?
I don't really like water.
I know you don't.
I'll go. You
Yeah.
don't want to. I get it.
Well, now I'm
it
getting
makes my
more
wings all
nervous.
droopy, and then I can't move.
Backs towards the door.
I'm worried about Brawk going by himself. This isn't a good idea. What if he can't find Karina? He's gonna just pass out by accident.
Do you
And-
think we can handle the thing, just the 3 of us?
Don't go without me. Don't.
Oh,
We'll go when we have Karina.
Okay, everybody, let's go find Karina. We're gonna all go together because if I don't want to freaking stand here. I'm not standing here waiting for you. It's either I'm going down the stairs or I'm coming with you. So I'm not standing here. I'm coming with you. Let's
I
go.
have an idea.
Let's go.
Mark, could you find Karina?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I know Bridgewater probably better than anyone here. I'll
but
go
then we don't have Karina down there.
try to find her. I'll go try to find her.
And he walks towards the door, and you hear it open. The sound of the rain growing louder and then shut.
Okay, Ira, I need you to do the door now, okay?
I'm stuck here now. Are we gonna wait for Mark and Karina now? And so I just have to stand here? Is that really what's happening? Okay.
What are you talking? I'm with you. I'm right beside you.
No, I said Mark and
I
Karina.
see you, Nyne. You're right there.
Thanks.
We cut to outside where Mark steps through the front door of the church, and Karina, from where you are, you just hear the faint Karina! Karina!
Oh, for fuck's sake. She will drop the piece of wood she was carrying, look back up at the bat, give him just a little wave, and walk back towards the boys.
It grows louder with one more call, and then through the fog and the rain, you see the drenched figure of Mark.
There you are! What are you doing?
What we had discussed the other night?
I didn't think you were going to do it right away. I thought we were going to bury...
When was I supposed to do it? I thought we were in a rush.
I think there's something else more immediate going on inside. The others wanted you.
Let me just grab my shit. She's also completely drenched and covered in mud from head
What?
to toe.
And just as you are walking back, you just walk past him, and we just see him go,
What happened to you?
and follows behind you, heading into the church. As you push in, you all see Karina walk in, drenched and filthy. What percentage of your body, choose right now, would you say is covered in mud?
Literally all of it, except for maybe her, face and her hair is
Like a few
relatively
patches
clean.
of hair and...
Yeah, so I'd probably give it with 95% of her is pretty caked in mud. She was digging with a shovel, but also partially her hands because she had to get that body out of there. So it's not a good look.
Hey, you wanna go kill a vampire?
What?
Yay, nay. You wanna go kill a vampire?
We're not even gonna ask her why she looks like this. I mean, look
You know
at
what?
her, Nyne.
I'm not gonna question what she does when she goes
What,
off.
she
sometimes.
crawl into a grave? Look at her.
Probably. I've learned not to question when she does things.
You could not be more right. I literally crawled into a grave. Called it. What the fuck do you mean vampire?
Well, I thought we had discovered that the spirits were normal. Remember, we talked about this last night. We talked about how that's like the baseline. We don't need to investigate them further until we have a different anomaly. Them appearing every day is like the baseline.
Gloria.
We're now looking for extremities.
Gloria, I was digging up a grave for a completely different reason.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I just wanted to make sure we were on the
This feels a little personal, so perhaps we should talk about this later. Excuse me.
Not. What the fuck? What vampire?
Well, it's a little.
Father Donovan's son's a vampire. He's down in the basement. We gotta go kill him.
And by the way, Father Donovan, because you all have kind of pulled off to the side, he's just hanging back very... His face is a combination of so many different painful emotions, and he has just resumed softly praying to himself as he's rubbing his hands together.
Also, vampire. 1 second. She's going to search through her wet jacket, pull out her journal, and kind of pull out that chicken scratch writing, paper with all the notes on vampires. Do you guys even know how to fucking kill a vampire? Because she's gonna pass it to Brawk. It's not easy. I'll just send you that.
Oh? Oh?
And what you are handed is a page that seems to have been ripped out of something.
I love papers. Can I look with you, Brawk?
Yeah.
Unless it's a letter. I don't really like letters.
And as you scan through it, because of the mention of how to beat these things, the word that you snap to in one of the paragraphs is invincible, and then the phrase not wholly invincible. And as you read that paragraph quickly, you see mentions of sunlight, running water, wooden stakes to the heart, certain holy symbols.
But this, he looks at Gloria with hope in his eyes. But this means there's a way out. Karina, where did you get this?
The Hawthorne gave it to me yesterday.
I found it.
Where?
It was on the bedside table in one of the rooms in the mayor's house.
Oh, well, and he passes the paper over to Gloria and adjusts his jacket. Well, that means that they were going to try.
So we can kill it then.
Yep. According to that, yes. In theory. And Gloria, what do you know about theories?
Theories are generally pretty good. I mean, like they do have to be
Theories are good.
tested, and so it's good to make a hypothesis or a theory and then test it, get empirical evidence. Honestly, I feel a little bit better about going down to the basement now because we could test.
We have something to try.
Yeah, we would have more data and more information before we were to, say, approach a different vampire.
I'm assuming Mark is in the general area around us.
He and Ira are, because you all are the ones who are going to be going down, he lets you all have kind of your space a little bit. But yes, there's not terribly far he could go. They are both around.
If he is listening to the conversation, I think after a few moments of talking about this, Karina's going to look over to Mark. Mark, were you aware that somebody in your house had notes on how to kill vampires?
Best explanation. Not that terribly long ago, we had a man from elsewhere in Barrowville, a scholar. He needed a place to stay for a while, rented a room.
When was this?
Couple months back. Well, that's when he first came to Bridgewater. But he stayed with us for a couple weeks. Actually, he was one of the people who went with Doyle to the tower.
So, this attack was likely in retaliation to that.
Oh, this attack was absolutely in retaliation to the uprising that Doyle and others staged.
So, what do we want to do?
Well, I'm going down there. I've been waiting.
Nyne has just been doing push-ups.
Hawthorne's gonna grab his steak and you're gonna go, If this is possible, I say we go down and at least assess the situation. Like you said, with the theory thing, we need to be careful, though. Everybody needs to be careful.
All right. You all head into one of the side rooms. It's a mess, but there is a revealed and chained and padlocked trapdoor in the floor here. As you turn and unlock it, pulling it apart, the chains rattling, and lift this trapdoor. Do you all head down?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And Nyne will hand the key over to Mark.
He takes it, and as you all descend, with the flashlights that you have, you hear the door shut behind you.
Oh my god.
The little bit of light from it cut off, and you hear the dull thuds and rattle of the chains and the clunk. And the undercroft that you've descended into is concrete tunnels, dark corners. You will start pressing forward. And as you have to... Hawthorne, you have to crouch. Or you have to, just slump down just a little bit down here to be comfortable. Gloria, your wings definitely have to be tucked. But as you push forward, eventually, you hear something moving at the far end of the hall that you're currently on, or one very closely adjoining. And from there, as you hear this skittering and scratching, you just hear this young man's voice, strained and tired, echoing through this space. You've come to kill me, haven't you?
Yeah.
So sorry.
It's all right. If you want to kill me, I won't stop you. I just have one request first.
Name it.
Give me one chance. One chance to prove that I'm stronger than whatever this is. Than what she made me.
Have you killed anyone?
Yes.
That might not be a completely fair evaluation.
Is that not your chance?
Please.
She's going to use her flashlight, find him.
He doesn't make an effort to hide as you make it clear using your flashlight that you're looking for him. And he steps from one of the adjoining hallways and pushes his back up against one of the concrete walls. He's ghostly pale, filthy, grimy. His clothes are ripped and torn. His hair an absolute unkempt mess. His eyes are red and bloodshot, his gaze darting from face to face. And there's a leather cord around his neck, holding a blood-stained bronze sunburst, just like the one you noticed upstairs, Brawk, around the chapel. He swallows and licks his lips, and you can see a pair of pointed fangs that poke too long.
Once she's got him in the flashlight, she's going to take a couple steps towards him with her hands up. This one holding the flashlight, the other like this.
Don't go closer! Please!
Karina, be
Why?
careful.
I need to know if I can control this. I don't know if I can.
Yet you're expecting us to give you a chance?
All I ask, you can be back safe. Let me smell blood. If I can stop myself, I can prove that I'm stronger than it.
Do I still have the paper?
Yeah, I think you still have the paper.
The paper specifies that holy symbols, like certain things, can stop it.
Certain holy symbols, yeah.
Karina, as you read the paper, is going to pull out a small knife, and she's
No,
just going to
wait.
nick a finger.
Oh, we should have been out of here when we tried this.
Okay. I have to make a roll here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, why did you fucking do
And
this
you
while
let-
we're in the basement?
I'm going to roll this
Should let one of us do it.
publicly for you all to see. This is a d6. All I need to do is not roll a 1.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. See, it's fine. It's fine.
Probability.
You prick your finger, and the flashlight cast on Doyle. You watch as his muscles tense, and he squeezes his eyes shut. A few moments later, his nostrils flare, a thin line of saliva passing down. And he begins to whimper and pray. When the shadows come, I will not yield. Darkness is the destroyer, and hopelessness its weapon. I will face the night and its horrors, and await the coming dawn. For in the light of the morning, large love, only light can remain. Only light can remain. Only light can remain. One of his fists is clenched to the side, his emaciated body trembling. In the light of the morning, what's left? In the light of the morning. In the light of Katrina. And after what seems like an eternity, Doyle's body relaxes. His tense muscles seem to uncoil, his breath grows steadier, the look of strain fading from his face, and his eyes remain closed for a moment longer. And then they flutter open, and his mouth is open as he pants, and you can all see as the fangs in his mouth retract and become normal teeth. I will not yield. I have not yielded. Not yet.
What happens when you do? What happens if you can't keep it?
He runs his tongue over his front teeth.
It's... I think I'm me. I think I'm me. I feel like me.
I'm gonna walk over and loop my arm through his.
Gloria.
Yeah, no. No, get back here.
Please.
I'll hesitate for a second and then look at Nyne.
Nyne is serious. It's along his face. Move.
Okay. I'll walk back to Nyne.
Doyle. I know what that hunger is like. I know what it is to want something more than anything. More than life itself. And maybe you're able to hold it back through prayer 9 out of 10 times. But that one time is going to end with somebody dead, Doyle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It could be your family.
Your father.
Gertruda.
You're still going to kill me, aren't you?
Wait.
Yes.
What? Wait a minute.
Brawk turns around and walks away.
Nyne takes his pistol and cocks it.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if we should kill him after all, you guys. He seems to have a little sway with me.
It's okay.
Did you feel like...
just-
Did you go to the tower and then come back?
Yes.
I feel like that's very useful information. You saw the inside.
I want to know what's in the tower. Yeah.
If we have any chance of figuring out more.
I was never inside. I didn't. If you're going to kill me, that is all right. Could you tell my father that I was me at the end?
Of course.
Could you do that for me?
Nyne, I don't understand why we have to kill him.
Hawthorne, can I use that?
Angel, the thing is about this is that he can hold it down, but one day he can't. Maybe as soon as we let him out and he starts walking around, the hunger comes back, and we're not here to put him down.
But is that not any creature? What gives us...
And the father said it had been 2 weeks, you hear from behind you, as you see Brawk turn, and he seems less sure of why we're down here. And he says, she has a point. The symbol. What if the symbol is what kept... We can... This is like... What if the symbol is a temporary barrier to full transfer? We don't know. We don't...
I have a question for all of you. You said you've been down here for 2 weeks? Doyle?
I don't know.
You haven't eaten anything, right? You haven't feasted? So, I'm going to raise a question to the group. You get locked away and you haven't eaten for 2 weeks. What are you going to do the first time you get out?
Going to eat?
When you smell food.
But we're food. And look at him.
I'm not one anymore.
Prove it. And Brawk bites his finger, and blood drips from it. And he flings it down on the ground.
Not again.
Prove it.
And he just looks at you.
See?
Tear running down his face.
Nyne, we don't know what we are. You don't know what you are. And Brawk just gestures to him with the bloody finger. He doesn't know what he is. It's not fair.
So you're saying that if we let him go and let him walk around out there, whatever happens to either Father Donovan or the rest of the people of this town,
You don't have to let me out.
Yeah, I was
Being down here is my penance. I would only if my father deemed me worthy, would I come out.
okay, you saw his fucking dad up there. He is not. There are a lot of screws loose.
That cannot happen. If you live, and he's still flinging his bitten finger around. If you live, you have to stay down here forever. We'll give you some books or something. Get a hobby. Learn to paint. You can't ever leave. You can't ever ask to leave. And Brawk is more serious than you've ever seen him.
Doyle, I need to ask you a question. Do you want to die as yourself? Or live as a monster?
With those two options, I as myself.
Okay. And she's going to stake him.
You walk up and stab in, and he reaches towards you, impulsively grabbing the blood from it pouring onto you as he and falls dead.
Brawk, witnessing this, seeing this happen, Gloria throw her hand over her mouth, Hawthorne shake his head, Nyne trying to figure out how to respond. He lets his tears fall as he turns around and he goes back up without a word.
Nyne will grab the symbol off his neck and walk back upstairs.
No, can I don't think it'll work, but can I go over and just does it look like he's alive?
Oh shit, I took the symbol off.
With no resistance and a clean shot, a stab to the heart, he was gone pretty quick.
So there's nothing I could do.
You could try to use healing, to use healing magic or your healing power. If there are any signs of life, they are faint. So
Is there anyone still downstairs with me?
Karina
I've
is
been down here. Yeah.
Hawthorne, do you think if I tried to heal him, he'd be healed as a vampire? Or would he be healed as...
I don't think you can heal the vampire. I don't think you can heal that side of him. I think you would heal him back to what he was. What he is.
I guess I could try. I would feel bad if I didn't try. I'm gonna try to like where the stab wound is.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to just like take out a handkerchief, look at it lovingly, and knowing I'm gonna absolutely burn it after this. Try to like clean it up a little bit and cast healing. That'll be my last spell of today.
All right. This is going to be a more challenging requirement.
Okay, that's a 7.
7. So, I will let you know with this penalty, being a -4, that would fail by putting you at a 3. So you could spend a Benny to re-roll.
Yeah, I think I will because I think I will. I don't want to try to look his dad in the eyes without doing everything I could. I got the same thing.
Okay. You can spend more than 1 Benny.
End of the session. They don't last
We
past
are
this.
definitely rolling right up against the end of the session, so if you have them.
I think at this point, Gloria looks a little frantic. She's like, I think the first time I'm sort of expecting it to fail, but failure is just finding out one way that something doesn't work. So I'll just pull out I'll just keep pulling things out of my purse. This time I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and I'm gonna try again. But my movements are getting a little bit more frantic. I don't really know.
Angel.
Let me just try again.
Angel, it's okay. He's gone.
I'll just try. I'll just try again.
And so, with the camera pulling back from this scene, and we just hear the echoing voice of Gloria, I'll try again. I'll try again. That's where we will close tonight's session. Thank you for listening to this episode of The City of the Crimson Tower. Gloria was played by Anna Margaret, Karina by Matty, Nyne by Mav, Hawthorne by Sally, and Brawk by Lauren. And Ethan did all the other stuff.